or if you could think of any country that you could imagine to have the most amazing culture, which country is that?
Amazing culture.
Yeah. Aside from Taiwan.
Uh, I have no idea.
You don't have any idea. We are the same. We have not been to many countries. You visited Thailand, and I have never been to other countries somehow. But I have heard many things about other countries. Who influenced you?
Other country?
Yes, yes. I'm thinking of other countries who might have influenced your country's culture.
I don't have many friends from another country, but I think maybe few years ago, I
Mm-hmm.
met a Philippine teacher,
Oh,
and
okay.
she's my partner because we have foreign teachers class in Taiwan, and we have to cooperate in
Mm-hmm.
English class. And her name is Helen, I think.
Helen.
Hannah.
Hannah. Oh,
Hannah.
Anna and
And
Hannah.
she is a diligence teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and she teaches it very well. And I was surprised because many foreign teachers just teach it for free because
Oh.
they are native speakers, so they just teach them maybe with games or just talk to them, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't teach them much. But Hannah is a diligence teacher. So
Mm-hmm.
I am impressed by Philippine teacher.
So Miss Hannah really made a great influence towards you, Miss Brandy, in terms of teaching.
Yes.
Oh, wow. It's really good that we have people in our lives that could influence us and affect the way we are because of the examples that they have shown into our lives. And that's pretty amazing. Actually, nowadays in JG Phonics, I met this one student of mine who influenced me a lot in terms of knowing Jesus Christ. So she's just a new believer, but she's so curious about knowing who Jesus is. So I was so inspired, and I am so inspired by her actually.
So what's religion in Philippines? Most
The most common, well, talking about the most common religion, I think that's Christianity. How about in your country?
I think is in English. How do I then let me think.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we worship.
You worship. You
We
worship who?
worship
Who do you worship?
maybe 道教 Taoism.
Ah, Taoism.
Taoism.
Yes, Taoism. I've heard
Ah, yeah,
about it.
Taoism.
But I'm not so
Yeah.
familiar with Taoism actually. And I haven't talked to people believing in Taoism. But I have heard about it when I was in elementary school. We were taught in our books about
Oh,
the religions of other countries, and Taoism was one of them. But I
mm.
don't understand deeper about Taoism. Do you know about Taoism?
Actually, I don't know about
Uh,
deep of the Taoism, but
mm-hmm.
just we worship to some gods.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Chinese, we say 关公 or just yeah, just some gods.
So are you part of the Taoism group?
No, but
Okay,
I
okay.
worship in temples. I
Mm,
go some temples to
mm.
worship.
How often do you do that?
Maybe once a week.
Wow, it's just the same with us. So usually in Philippines, people also go to churches once a week. Not unless they have some other
Mm.
activities between the week. Since you were talking about culture, what Taiwanese culture are you most proud of?
Oh, we have culture. That's food.
I think
Mm.
food is part of the culture. Food culture.
We have delicious food,
Uh-huh, uh-huh, I agree. Proud
and we
of
have
your
special festival.
okay, let's talk about festivals. So which of the festivals would you like to share?
We have Dragon Boats festival,
Dragon
and we
Oh,
eat rice dumplings.
mm,
There is a boat game.
Dragon Boat
I
game.
think yeah, Dragon Boat game. I
Mm-mm.
think just in Taiwan it's a special festival because I never heard other countries.
Is awesome. They have to be synchronized, and there must be a bit of a drum that they should follow in order for them to row the boat with synchronity. What else?
Wow, we can vote for our presidents.
We can also choose our president.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. What do you mean by that? So, are you talking about democracy?
Oh, so Philippines is a democracy country.
Yeah, we are a democratic
Oh,
country, and I'm
that's
glad we
nice.
are.
I am happy that we are a democratic country.
High five for that.
Yeah.
So, we're living that freedom of choosing the kind of
Yeah.
president that we want to have. For you, Miss Brandy, what are the advantages of having a democratic country?
Yeah, we can we can vote for we can choose our
Yes, that's
president.
number one.
We can vote on our laws.
I think for democratic countries, we can have this different bills that are submitted by the legislative groups.
Bill.
Bills. The bill here that
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
talking about is not just about the money we pay in a restaurant or the money we have to pay in a restaurant, but I'm talking about a law. A bill is a formal statement of a planned new law that is discussed before being voted on. So that is a bill.
Oh,
Speaking of bills, not money bills, okay? I'm talking about the law, Miss Brandy. If you have the chance to lead your country and submit a bill, what bill would that be?
recently they changed some laws on marriage.
Mm,
Uh, Men and men can get married,
okay,
and
so
women and
same-sex
women
marriage.
can marry.
Are you in favor of that?
In favor, that means
You
approve
agree?
or like. No, no, I don't agree.
You don't? Okay, okay. I thought that you agree.
But now I try to watch some interviews
Mm-hmm.
on news or on videos and talk about same-sex marriage and talk about couples. I try to understand them because maybe one day my daughter say, "Mom, I married a girl,"
Oh.
or "My boyfriend is a girl," so I have to accept that.
That's a tough thing for a mom. In the Philippines, we are generally not in favor of same-sex marriage. I think the main reason for that it's because the major religion in the Philippines is Christianity. And Christianity is not promoting same sex marriage. Because in the beginning, God created man and woman, so they are called to be one. And that's the main reason why. But then, even though that is the case, there are still people who live together, but they are not
Oh,
in union in a matrimony or a wedding. What are the
yes.
other bills that you would like to plan? Because this one is already established and it's already voted on. How about in
New
terms of
law.
education, since you are from the education department?
Our government is promoting the bilingual system in Taiwan.
That.
From elementary, they teach children maybe physical education class in English and Chinese. So one Chinese teacher and one Chinese teacher speaks English. But I don't think whether it works, but I won't plan a new law to cancel it because I think it's very weird.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, for example, I speak English in a basketball class, and a PE teacher he teaches basketball in Chinese, but I don't know about basketball. How do I teach them in English?
When we think about our leaders, their intentions are always good. I couldn't think of any
Yes.
leader with a negative intention for their country and countryman. Maybe they have good intentions. The difficult part is the establishment and how they have to make it really happen and be more effective. I understand where you're coming from. Going back to the idea of culture conversation, what part of your culture would you like to remember for the rest of my life? Something like a culture that you don't want to be erased and that should be passed on to the next generation. I have an example for that in our country. We have this kind of culture that if we show respect, we will hold the hand of the elderly person and then put it on our head to bless.
We every year we eat together on New Year's Day. Then that's a tradition that must be saved because maybe we just meet our family maybe once a year. Some
Right.
some relatives or some family members. I think they call reunion
Reunion.
dinner.
So, if that is the case, why, of all the cultures, you have thought of that culture to be preserved?
Because I think we can talk with our relatives or families at that time.